Nervous, mate?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But silently confident at the same time.
The scary thing is like launching, you do not want to launch into Rob on his bike because you'll flatten him. That's insane. Well, you lead the first one, and I'll just come as close as I can. Bro, that was so sick. Oh, okay. That thing is gonna die. I hope that buzz wasn't worth too much. Okay, so we are back at Goodwood Festival of Speed. This is my 11th year, but as you guys know, every year we create some type of rad film content that we do with the local Redbull UK crew. We're at Goodwood Circuit. Last year we did Mad Mac with Patrick in the Formula 1 ripping around here. This year I'm with Rob Lambert, it's a Speedway champion on 2 wheels. So we're going to have a Speedway bike, he's going to practice some drifting. The idea is to kind of a bit of a race, challenge ourselves at a few different techniques, proximity challenges, and firstly he just needs to see if he can actually even drift on the tarmac.
Yeah, I've just got the front brake fitted, just in case.
Oh yeah.
It's normally about nothing.
Was it just...
Oh, so sick to watch. It's just like wheel stand into backwards entry, wheel stand into backwards entry. It's like, you know, like 4 laps, right?
Yeah, and as long as we're recording the audio, that's
Lock stops? Lock stops?
Yeah, no, there's no lock stops.
No, it's just squeeze your leg in there.
Did you come to New Zealand when they did a big world FIM?
Yeah, no, I wasn't in the GPs then. So,
oh yeah. So they brought all the pro riders, all their bikes, and they brought all the dirt because our dirt wasn't up to spec.
one there, one on the helmet.
Kiwi dirt, eh?
And then if we...
Nervous, mate?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But silently confident at the same time because yeah, I think the weather's in my hands with a bit of rain and going to help the back wheel step out a little bit. So
big challenge for Rob. For us, not so much. You know, obviously with it being a little bit wet, just means the boys don't have to change so many tyres. Give us some specs of this bike.
Yeah, so normal race bike, you got no brakes, you got a dry clutch, runs on methanol, which is
sick,
gnarly. Yeah, novel tyres.
You're saying 500
cc. Bike 77 kilos, so it's like power to weight ratio. 80 horsepower with the engine, which is
ludicrous.
Not much when you need to get the back wheel spinning from nothing on tarmac.
Yeah, especially when I guess so you've got a clutch.
So on the normal speedway track we wouldn't use the clutch at all, only like the first probably 4 or 5 meters at the start. So when you're full gas at the start you dump the clutch and then you have to like feather the clutch to keep the front wheel down.
Yeah.
Because if you just dump the clutch you flip it.
80 horsepower on a bike that's 70 kgs, yeah. Quick backflip, eh?
Get set up.
Which corner are you thinking?
This first one here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like a double apex.
Yeah. So if I can get it in, and then kind of once I get it sliding and the back wheel spinning, then I can kind of control it throughout.
Yeah.
And then hopefully once I get going, then you can back it.
Come in,
behind
mate.
me.
Yeah, sick. I feel like I've got the easier task today because drift car on a racetrack is pretty standard. The boss is giving me the suit.
Time to suit up, bro.
Rigged up.
So sick.
I can hear the bike on the circuit at the moment, so I think he must be testing his corners out. Let's go have a look.
Just throttles into it. Holy shit, that's fast. Rob's first time ever actually trying to go sideways on his bike on tarmac. And like right now, I say this at how many shoots, the worst, most challenging conditions when it's dry, wet patches. But it's a good sign to see he's already drifting. Imagine that poster of him just like stopped and then Humble behind it.
So as you can see, we're out on the circuit now, so we've got Goodwood Circuit. So basically, I think this is our section here, so we've got a bit of a double apex. So they've got a water truck as well for when they need to spray it, because obviously the bike needs water on the track to be able to get it to actually kick out and stay at drift. So he's been doing some test runs. Looks like maybe get them both out on the track now, or maybe a few more test runs to kind of see how it goes. But yeah, we need to water the track and get into it. How you been going, bro?
Yeah, been going good. It's I've done some warm up goes, and it seems to be alright actually. With a bit of water on the track, I'm able to get the back end out and try and feel it on the throttle. But then there's a few bits that are actually drying up, so when I hit them, the bike just want to launch from under me. Yeah, we're gonna give her another crack.
Okay, are you throwing it in as you come into there? Yo, I'm getting the talking sound.
That's insane. Oh, I'm getting shit when he's come by me.
Whiddett down for Rob obviously make it way better for him drifting on the bike, but then it's like ice through the whole section, and then literally get to the end and then it like tries to pull a wheelie out of it. So they're going to give you a full wet track to practice on? Yeah, we're going to wet it down so it's consistent for Rob. He was watching and he's just like, holy moly, that thing's going quick. I reckon he's quicker. I don't know, some of those runs where you're going, for you to make that double apex in the patchy conditions, you need to be a bit quicker than he does. Yeah, because it was dry right out where on my line. Yeah. So I'd kind of go dry, wet on the initiation, pause, and then gas through the little dry spot on the outer zone. And then it was wet again, and then like try a wheel stand across the finish. So pretty challenging conditions. So they're going to bring a water truck now, wet the whole corner down so it's consistent. And then we just have to figure the speeds coming in the initiation when it gets to the point of us doing the, oh here we go, here's the water truck. Timing wise, so Rob's doing 7.7, I just visually count, well I was doing a 7.7 and visually counting is about the same. So I reckon we'll be able to do like a pretty decent lead chase swap over. And it's just this surf, like you can see how fast it dries. So it's obviously really challenging conditions for myself, even more so for Rob, because as soon as he hits the dry stuff, you can see this bike just wants to loop out.
Ready to get up when you boys are ready.
Okay, so the winner of the fastest drift through the section, wearing a Redbull skid lid, also power to weight ratio about square, 80 horsepower, 80 kgs, 1200 horsepower, 1200 kgs, but the winner, 6.5 seconds against 7.7, goes to our man Rob here on the Speedway bike.
Let's go.
But I did my best attempt of sending it in backwards like Speedway style.
That was awesome, that stuff. I didn't expect you to beat me with that, because when you came in, you was carrying so much speed.
Yeah, I got a lot of speed on the dry, but then as soon as I hit the wet, it's like you've got to kind of pause, and then go. Next challenge, let's go.
That was good, hey?
Lovely, that was great.
Close as well.
That was quite close.
That was really close.
Yeah.
You think that was be that close?
No. Yeah, I thought I knew you were going to be faster. I could just visually see it.
I could see it. But
I can come in with a lot of pace, but then because of the weight as well, it takes you. Oh, there's such a delay, and like you just want to get on the gas. Wow.
We'll go for it before it
Yeah, I reckon we do some tandem stuff.
Yeah, let's get it rolling before it dry out here.
So we do lead chase, and then swap over. Well, you lead the first one,
and then you
and I'll just come as close as I can.
Yeah.
But just try to go as slow as you can, mate, so I don't look like I'm getting left behind, you know what I'm saying?
where his time marks are.
Yeah.
So he's going to start there.
Yeah.
And then a chasing one.
So I've decided to pick up a posse just after the first corner, so I want to do some slow-mo, so I'm going to get them coming around this corner just here, hopefully in somewhat of a tandem, but I can see the cameraman is starting to run, so no doubt that means we're ready to go. Drones up, action time. Bro, that was so sick. You can't love tap the freaking bike. You don't want to retake? Because I'll freaking do that all day.
Yeah, I think we're going to go.
Bro, that was so sick. Such a challenge going from like just the initiation, because this guy, as soon as you initiate, even when it's wet, it still launches. So the scary thing is like launching, you do not want to launch into Rob on his bike because you'll flatten him. So, bro, Rob's like looking back at me, I'm like, bro, what a sick shot on this. So once I come in, then I'll just ride the brake.
Yeah.
Just be mindful that I didn't want to, because I had no idea how close you were. But now I know.
Have you got a video of it?
It must have had them so heated here,
So
and you just
hot.
rolled out of it.
And then I just like rolled out, and then it's left the R888R tread pattern.
You've been the high qualifier since you won the first one. What's it worth?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's
Thousands.
Yeah, I reckon just put it like
Yeah.
right friggin' out.
Oh, it's so smashable.
Got it for hunting.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is gonna die.
Yeah. Can't believe you're smashing up a real Ming Vase.
Did you want to stop?
Smash the first thing with your first attempt.
I hope that bars wasn't worth too much. Bro, that was the meanest explosion. Cool. Now I want to turn.
Oh, it's a lot different with a bit of water down. Yeah, the first runs was so hard because it was like wet, 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 and then right when you get close to it was like super dry.
It's one way to own a bars that you can't afford, eh? Yeah, I think that's the middle piece. whatever.
Alright, job done. So that's day one filming with Rob on the Speedway bike. We had all the different challenges from the drifting, proximity, tandem, the drag race. Donut. Wet and dry.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, wet, and then I'm like trying to slip the clutch, but I got not much clutch left.
Man, I was dizzy as.
Bro, so good.
Good job, man. I was looking at you steaming in, and I was like, okay, let's just keep focused on what I'm doing. And then once you've done a couple of laps, I was like, yeah, this man knows what he's doing.
I don't know who won. I think it's 3 for 3, or I don't know.
We're even.
We're even. Yeah, boy. Sick. But yeah, so sick. I honestly can't believe some of the drifting Rob was doing on that bike, because even this morning he had no idea. He has never tried to attempt drifting on his bike on tarmac. So from the dry, he said when he came and did a site check on this a couple of weeks ago, he was really nervous heading into this morning. Still really nervous. For me, nervous for him as well. Of course, having a competition. As soon as he went out, I could see on the second lap he had it. Water it down, loosen it up a little bit, and then his bike controls is ludicrous. I think the scariest, most nerve-wracking part for me today was doing the initiations behind him, because the suspension squats and rebounds and launches into the car in front. However, today was not a car in front, and I did not want to be just door tapping on Rob, because I would have flattened him. Yeah, now burn a clutch out of the car, but not just from today. This thing, obviously Humble we've just come from Austria, doing the ring. We've done Austria, we did the Hangar 7 launch, we did Greece show run, so the car has had a lot of abuse. So tonight, boys, we're going to use the workshop here at the track, drop the gearbox out, change the clutch, shim everything up, spanner check it all, because we also found some cracks this morning. Actually, the whole exhaust had come off the downpipe of the turbo, off the front side of the motor. So the boys just kind of like temporary fix it to get us through today. But yeah, we want to make sure this thing is as good as to a Hyundai as we can get it for Festival of Speed in a few days.
And then you'll be down as well.
No, he's just going to come.